morning this morning, and welcome to Ohio State is setting up to have a colossal 2028 class edition of the Ohio podcast. Do us a big favor if you don't mind and go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, ring the bell, get notified every time we go live. Need to email the show for whatever reason. You can do so by emailing us at the ohiopodcast@gmail.com. Check out the website, theohiopodcast.com. Become an Inner-O member for only $5 a month. Get all your information, insider information, daily emails, Vader's blog, message boards, the Super Secret Show 4 days a week, Sunday through Wednesday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. All of that for just $5 a month by being a part of the Inner-O at the Ohio Podcast. Thank you so many. Huge number on Saturday and Sunday who became subscribers to the channel. We are well on our way towards 9,000. Thank you so much for each and every single one of you who did so. Let's get right into today's video. Jet Harrison, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That is the younger brother of Marvin Harrison Jr. That is the youngest son of NFL Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison. He was back at Ohio State camping once again this past week. And of course, he is just every bit the part that a number one recruit in the country should be, look like, act like, sound like, play like. He's all of those things. And this thing's going to come down to three schools. We've talked about it before. We're going to talk about it again. His dad, Marvin Harrison Sr., he is an alum of Syracuse. That's obviously a school that Jet Harrison is interested in because of his dad's connections there. There's the home state school, Penn State. Jet Harrison obviously plays there in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, at St. Joseph's Prep High School, where his brother and Kyle McCord both went. So Penn State is in on that. And then, of course, Ohio State, where big brother Marvin Harrison Jr. went and was a stud at Ohio State as well. He's very familiar with Ryan Day. He's familiar with Ohio State. It's important for him and his father to develop that relationship with Coach Hankton, the new wide receiver coach. Of course, they knew every bit of how well things went with his brother and Hartline. And so now that Hankton is the wide receiver coach at Ohio State, it's important that he develops that relationship and that they see results this year on the field. Now, hopefully that should go well. Ohio State has the best wide receiver and maybe the best player in the entire country at wide receiver in Jeremiah Harrison. You've got a quarterback returning in Julian Sain as a second-year starter. You would think things should go well in that department, not to mention you've got the top freshman in the country at wide receiver in Chris Henry Jr. It would be nice to see Jet Harrison follow in those footsteps in the 2028 cycle as well. And we could just keep stacking top wide receivers here at Ohio State, despite the fact Hartline decided to go and be a head coach at Southern Florida, the head coach down there. So Jet Harrison on campus, looking good, furthering that development and that relationship in his recruitment. And I would say if you had to put a school in the lead right now, that school would be Ohio State. Now, someone who could possibly be throwing him the football in 2028 as a freshman, Christopher Vargas, the 6'4", 180-pound quarterback from Danvers, Massachusetts. We've talked about him before. We've introduced him to you here on this program. And so he is from St. John's Preparatory School in Danvers, Massachusetts. He's got a 9.9 ranking from Vader. Now, I believe we've read Mika's evaluation of him before when we introduced him in the past. Let's go ahead and read what Vader says about him according to Ohio State and their evaluation of him. Vargas possesses a prototypical Power 5 frame, Power 4 frame, for a quarterback. He has a high release point that allows him to throw over defensive linemen with ease. While still lanky at 180 to 190 pounds, his frame is built for additional mass, which will be necessary to withstand the physical demands of college football. As far as his passing mechanics and arm talent, Vargas is widely regarded as one of the purest passers in the 2028 cycle. He utilizes clean, repeatable mechanics that generate significant torque. Scouts know a quote unquote snappy, I like that, snappy release, and a live arm capable of driving the ball into tight windows and stretching the field vertically. His ball placement is a standout trait, showing an advanced ability to lead receivers and throw with touch or velocity as required by the coverage. He is a methodical pocket passer who stands tall under pressure. His football IQ is frequently cited as quote unquote elite, evidenced by his low interception totals, only 6 interceptions over 2 varsity seasons. So he's played as a freshman and as a sophomore on the varsity level. He works through his progressions quickly and avoids forced throws, demonstrating poise that is rare for a player of his age. While primarily a drop back passer, Vargas is a multi sport athlete playing baseball, track and field with functional mobility. He is capable of escaping the pocket to extend plays and has shown effectiveness throwing on the run. So there you go. Man, that is quite the evaluation that Vader just gave us for one Christopher Vargas. So, again, Ohio State offered him a little while ago. He camped at Ohio State. I have heard that they love him. He is definitely high on their quarterback list. And given the fact that Ohio State may come away with possibly no quarterbacks in this class, they're going to land a big one in 2028. I'm pretty confident in that. All right, a new name on the list for 2028, Aiden, and I believe it's Haveli, 6'2", 320-pound defensive lineman from Sammamish, Washington. Um, Big boy, showed out. Scouts and media like all loved what they saw last week when he was working out with Ohio State. As far as our evaluation of Aiden, he is, again, a 6'2", 320-pound defensive lineman. So probably interior is what I'm guessing we're going to be leaning to here. Mika's evaluation says big bodied interior bulldozer of a player. I love it, bulldozer. That explodes off the line. Aiden has a nasty play style and impressive vertical and lateral quickness, especially given his size. Absolutely ragdolls blockers and can run ball carriers down from behind or come barreling up the middle like the boulder in an Indiana Jones, like in an Indiana Jones movie. I believe that's Temple of Doom, Mika, that you're referring to. Finished his sophomore season with 33 tackles, 7 TFLs, 9 QB pressures, and 7.5 sacks. He's dominant on special teams as well, using his great sense of timing and big hands to not only break up passes, uh, but block punts and field goals as well. She says he possesses a nice spin move, though rarely puts it to use, and active hands. His film was really fun to watch, and I'm really glad we decided to offer. If his high school sounds familiar, that's because it produced 2 national champion Buckeyes, and JT Tumulau and G. Scott Jr. Would be great to continue the trend with Havali. He honestly reminds me a little bit of K-Mac. Ooh, nice comparison there. Okay. You all seen, if you've been following recruiting, his video from the camp is all over the place on social media, and Ohio State's coaching staff came away uber impressed with the young man. We have a very good track record of attracting those kids from the greater Northwest, but Jed Fish in Washington has a serious treasure chest, war chest, I should say, of NIL going on up there. And I think as Jed continues to build that program, one game better at a time for Washington, it's going to be hard to pull him away from Seattle. But if there's a team that can do it, it's the Buckeyes. They've done it before. Moving right along, Jameer Miles. Now, here's an interesting nugget for you. My stepson, who will be a sophomore this year at Delaware Hayes, he worked out with Jameer at the camp. So they got some time in together with James Laurinaitis, and Xander came away saying he is tall and he is fast. That's what my stepson said about Jameer. 6'3.5". Yes, he's very tall, and at 195 pounds, kind of lanky for a linebacker that height, but he is incredibly quick, just like he said. Um, from the state of Illinois, and here is the evaluation we have currently for Jameer Miles, who is a top. He's a 5-star. He's a top linebacker in the country, and Ohio State's in on him. A great example of a new age athletic hybrid style linebacker, says Mika. He's capable of diagnosing plays quickly and generating pressure off the edge on blitzes or sticking to his man like glue, timing his breaks and coming with pass breakups and turnovers. He had some experience at wide receiver his freshman year, which explains his coverage and ball skills. Whipcord strong, but will need to bulk up a little if he wants to play strictly outside linebacker, or could stay close to his current weight and be utilized as a linebacker slash safety. Hybrid, similar to Simeon Caldwell, though more speedy and twitched up. Has a background in track and field and has an impressive high jump. Yeah, he's a freak athlete, no doubt about that. So yeah, pretty cool that my stepson got to work out with him with James Laurinaitis. LeGarrette Blount Jr., if that name sounds familiar, his daddy is an NFL superstar, and the apple don't fall too far from the tree. 6'1", 180-pound safety slash wide receiver from Phoenix, Arizona. Ohio State is recruiting him as a defensive back player, but I love it when those players can go both ways. Mika's evaluation of Mr. Blount Jr. Point High School in Arizona, two-way athlete with a great sense of timing and ability to high point the ball in deep coverage situations or as a deep ball receiver. He often has to slow down to adjust to his quarterback throws, but has the tendency to fall forward, a skill he no doubt picked up from his 3-time Super Bowl champion running back father who played 9 seasons in the league. There you go. LeGarrette Jr. is also effective in jet sweeps and screens and could be utilized more, in my opinion. Most of his 5-game sophomore year film, only played in 5 due to transfer, shows him on offense, but his offer came from safety coach Matty G. It's really early in the morning as I write this, not spelling it out. I get you. Don't worry about that, Mika. So it'll be interesting to see how the situation develops. Recently picked up an Ohio State offer and also received one from his dad's alma mater, Oregon. Yeah, that's going to be a battle to get him away from daddy's alma mater and the Ducks in Eugene. But Ohio State had him on campus, worked him out, gave him the offer. We'll see where it goes from here. Theo Schott, a 6'4", 215-pound tight end from Zionsville, Indiana. I've done a lot of work in Zionsville, Indiana over the years for my profession. Wonderful place to be. It's growing immensely. On the northern, it's in north of just Indianapolis there, and a high school that is just huge when it comes to Indiana. Mika's rundown of Mr. Schott. He is a speedy, field-stretching, big-bodied receiving threat. Does an excellent job tight roping on the sidelines and keeps himself in bounds even in tight windows or contested catch situations. Can create plays even out of his own backfield and can push through multiple opponents. I would like to see him block more and keep the ball a little tighter to his body when running, however. Excels at squaring up his shoulders and boxing defenders out. Yeah, he's more of a pass catching threat tight end right now, but he's on Ohio State's radar, has the offer. Theo Schott, 6'4", 215 tight end. Hey man, we need to be in, and we need to get a tight end early in this 2028 class. All right, here we go. This is JoJo Boyd. I told you there was another quarterback. Here he is. 6'4", 175-pound athlete from California. Didn't know who this guy, didn't know much about him until this week, and there's quite a bit of buzz around him. Has a higher ranking on Rivals than Christopher Vargas. However, Vargas has a higher ranking than him on 247. So kind of just depends on what kind of quarterback you're looking for and what recruiting service seems to like. Highly productive quarterback, says Mika, that pushes the ball downfield effortlessly despite his slender frame as of time of writing. Can avoid pressure both in and out of the pocket, but has a shifty, sudden quickness that he isn't afraid to use when toting the rock himself. He can get loose even with multiple defenders breathing down his neck, and has improved his patience as well, either on design runs or when things break down. Would like to see him try to fit the ball in tighter windows more, but his receivers do a good job getting open. He's another one that carries the ball a little too loose at times, in my opinion, but that can be easily fixed. He finished his sophomore season with 2,620 yards, 19 passing touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions to go along with 426 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns. If you're keeping track at home, that's over 3,000 yards of offense and 28 touchdowns last year in high school as a sophomore. He only had a 61% completion rate, however, so he needs to bring that up, says Mika, but very impressed. So which quarterback would you be more interested in, Buckeye Nation, Vargas or Boyd? I would love to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments section below. Your scripture verse for today comes from John chapter 13, verse number 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you have love one to another. Show somebody some kindness today. Show them some godly love. Amen. Have a great Monday, everybody. Enjoy your week. We've got another live show tonight at 8 o'clock right here on the Ohio Podcast. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and ring the bell. Get notified every time we go live so you don't miss it. We'll have more recruiting videos and maybe some other fun videos for you this week right here. So make sure you don't miss it. Check us out. Come back every day. We're going to have something for you, I promise. And check out our social media as well. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're over there. Check us out. We've got good stuff each and every single day for you to read, like, and follow. All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll be back. Have a great day. Go Bucks.